Hello children. Now our next chapter is of economics, the sectors of Indian economy. Classification of Indian economic sectors. So in this we will know how the sectors are classified. The Indian economy can be classified into various sectors on the basis of ownership, working conditions of the worker, and the nature of activity being performed. So on the basis of nature of activity, Indian economy can be classified into primary, secondary and tertiary. So as we have read in the ninth class also about these three sectors, we will classify on the basis of working also. On the basis of working conditions, economy can be classified into organized and unorganized sectors. Third is on the basis of ownership, Indian economy can be classified into public and private sectors. First is primary sector. The primary sector where economic activity is centered from extraction of raw materials from Mother Earth, be it agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining or quarrying. In India, agriculture is the biggest example of the primary sector. However, forestry and fishing can also be cited as other examples of this particular sector. This sector is also known as agriculture and related sector. So ये 1 मार्क का क्वेश्चन भी आता है कि व्हाट इज़ द अदर नेम ऑफ प्राइमरी सेक्टर. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज एग्रीकल्चर एंड रिलेटेड सेक्टर. सो जहाँ पर एक्सट्रैक्शन जो होता है वो मदर अर्थ से होता है, चाहे वो एग्रीकल्चर हो, चाहे वो फॉरेस्ट्री हो, फिशिंग, माइनिंग और क्वारिंग, इन सबको बोलते हैं प्राइमरी सेक्टर. Second is secondary sector. When the main activity involves manufacturing, then it is the secondary sector. All the industrial production where physical goods are produced come under the secondary sector. In the secondary sector of the national economy, natural ingredients are used to create products and services that are consequently used for consumption. This sector can be regarded as one that adds value to the products and services and offer. The major example of this sector are manufacturing. This sector is also known as industrial sector. ये भी 1 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. द अदर नेम ऑफ सेकेंडरी सेक्टर इज इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर. सो ये वैल्यूज़ की उस पर हटाता है और गुड्स को प्रोड्यूस करता है. Now the third is tertiary sector. When the activity involves providing intangible goods like services, then it is part of the tertiary sector. Financial services, management consultancy, telephony and IT are good examples of service sector. Like the secondary sector, it also provides value addition for a product. This sector is also known as service sector. So other name of tertiary sector is service sector, as it provides services to the primary and secondary sector. Now, what is the evaluation of an economy from primary sector based to tertiary sector based? कैसे आता है evaluation? During early civilization, all economic activity was in primary sector. When the food production became surplus, people's need for other products increased. This led to the development of secondary sector. The growth of secondary sector spread its influence during industrial revolution in the 19th century. After growth of economic activity, a support system was the need to facilitate the industrial activity. Certain sectors like transport and finance play an important role in supporting the industrial activity. Moreover, more shops were needed to provide goods in people's neighborhood. Ultimately, other services like tuition, administrative support developed. So, कैसे प्राइमरी सेक्टर से टर्शरी सेक्टर इवोल्यूएट हुआ वो हम देख ही रहे हैं कि अगर किसी भी प्रोडक्शन हो रहा, अगर एग्रीकल्चर हो रहा, तो उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करने के लिए एक जगह से दूसरी जगह उसके लिए यूज़ होने लगा ट्रांसपोर्ट का, और शॉप्स खुलने लगी जिसमें वो प्रोडक्ट को बेचा जाए. तो अल्टीमेटली थर्ड टर्शरी सेक्टर का इवोल्यूशन हुआ फ्रॉम द प्राइमरी सेक्टर. इंटरडिपेंडेंसी ऑफ सेक्टर्स, कैसे एक दूसरे पे डिपेंड है सारे सेक्टर्स. सिर्फ प्राइमरी सेक्टर्स कुछ नहीं कर सकता, सिर्फ सेकेंडरी सेक्टर भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता, टर्शरी सेक्टर भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता, सब एक दूसरे पे इंटरडिपेंड है. To understand this interdependency, let us take an example of cold drink. So, a cold drink contains water, sugar and artificial flavor. Suppose if there is no sugar cane production, then procuring sugar will become difficult and costly for the cold drink manufacturer. Now, to transport sugar cane to sugar mills and sugar to the cold drink plant needs the service of transporter. A person or system of persons is required to maintain and monitor all these movements of goods from farm to factory to a shop in a different locations. That is where role of administrative staff comes. Let us go back to the farmer. He also needs fertilizer and seeds, which is processed in some factory and which will be delivered to his doorstep by some means of transportation. To top it all, at every step of these activities, we require the proper monetary and banking system. So, in a nutshell, this describes how interrelated all sectors of an economy are. I hope आप समझ चुके होंगे कैसे तीनों सेक्टर्स एक दूसरे पे इंटरडिपेंड है. कैसे डिपेंड है ये देखेंगे. शुगर केन ग्रोइंग ये प्राइमरी सेक्टर है, उसको ट्रांसपोर्ट करना टर्शरी सेक्टर है, और फिर वो मैन्युफैक्चर हो रहा है वो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर है, फिर वो बन रहा है फाइनल गुड और जो जाएगा दुकानों से दूसरे लोगों तक कंजप्शन होने के लिए. सो सारे सेक्टर्स एक दूसरे पर इंटरडिपेंड है. Then how do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? कैसे गिनेंगे जब एक दूसरे पे सब डिपेंड है. So the value of goods and services is used rather than adding the actual number to know the total production. For example, if 10,000 kilograms of wheat is sold at rupees 8 per kg, the value of wheat would be 80,000. The value of 5,000 coconut at rupees 10 per coconut will become 50,000. Similarly, the value of goods and services in the three sectors are calculated and then added up. Remember, there is one precaution one has to take. Not every good that is produced and sold needs to be counted. It makes sense only to include the final goods and services. Take for instance a farmer who sells wheat to a flour mill for rupees 8 per kilogram. The mill grinds the wheat and sells the flour to biscuit a company for rupees 10 per kg. The company uses the flour and things such as sugar and oil to make 4 packets of biscuit. It sells biscuit to the consumer for rupees 60 for as rupees 15 per पैकेट. सो आप देखेंगे कैसे एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंड हैं और कैसे टोटल प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है हर सेक्टर में. Next we will read about the gross domestic product in the next video. Till then you compare all the topics here to your NCERT book.